Imagine you've left the toxic relationship behind, but somehow, you still can't shake off the feeling that something is holding you back. You thought you were free, but what if I told you that the emotional scars of narcissistic abuse can still be quietly sabotaging your life in ways you never even considered? The wounds may not be physical, but they're just as real. The silent trauma of emotional neglect can be just as damaging as physical abuse in narcissistic relationships. It's a subtle, insidious form of mistreatment that erodes your sense of self-worth over time. Imagine being consistently ignored, dismissed, or belittled by someone you love and trust. Your feelings are minimized, invalidated, or even blamed on you. You start to doubt your own perceptions, your emotions become numbed, and you may even begin to question your sanity. Rachel, a survivor of narcissistic abuse, shared with me how her partner would regularly interrupt her conversations, dismissing her thoughts and opinions as too sensitive or irrelevant. She felt like she was walking on eggshells, never knowing when the next blow would come. The effects of emotional neglect can be just as debilitating as physical abuse. It's a form of psychological torture that can leave you feeling lost, anxious, and disconnected from your own needs and desires. You may struggle to set boundaries, prioritize self-care, or even recognize your own emotions. The wounds may not be visible, but they're just as real, and just as deserving of attention and healing. When we experience childhood trauma, our sense of self is often shaped by the wounds we suffer. We may struggle to develop a strong sense of identity, or find ourselves constantly seeking validation from others. As a result, we can become magnetically drawn to individuals who mirror our childhood patterns, whether that's a narcissistic parent or a partner. The toxic relationship becomes a way for us to recreate and relive the past, often with devastating consequences. You might be wondering how a toxic relationship can feel so safe, even comfortable, at times. It's like walking on eggshells, constantly trying to predict the other person's mood swings, but somehow managing to avoid their worst behavior. But that doesn't mean it's healthy. Sign number 1. You're always adjusting your behavior to avoid conflict or rejection. Maybe you've become an expert at reading their emotional cues, anticipating what might trigger a blow-up. You're like a master of avoiding landmines in a war zone, but still stuck in the midst of chaos. Sign number 2. You find yourself constantly apologizing for things that aren't even your fault. It's not about being sorry. It's about trying to appease someone who has an insatiable need for validation and control. Sign 3. You've started to doubt your own perceptions, questioning whether you're really seeing the relationship accurately or if you're just being paranoid. These signs might seem subtle, but they can be indicative of a toxic dynamic that's still at play. And it's not just about recognizing these patterns. It's about understanding how they've become ingrained in your behavior and your sense of self-worth. The cycle of overthinking and people-pleasing, breaking free from narcissistic abuse patterns. You've been so focused on trying to please them, to make them happy, that you've lost sight of what makes you happy. You second-guess yourself constantly, wondering if you're good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. This is the cycle of people-pleasing, and it's a slippery slope. As we explored earlier, emotional neglect in childhood can set us up for this pattern. We try to fill the void with external validation, but it never truly satisfies. And then there's the overthinking, the endless analysis of your interactions, wondering what you could have done differently, or replaying conversations in your head like a broken record. You might find yourself stuck in a loop of, if only I had said this, or if only I had done that. It's exhausting, and it's keeping you trapped. But here's the thing, breaking free from people-pleasing requires recognizing that you're not responsible for their happiness, they are. Welcome to the final stretch of our journey together. As we've explored the complexities of narcissistic abuse recovery, you may have noticed a nagging feeling that something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This is where high-functioning depression comes in. Often masquerading as motivation or productivity, it can cleverly conceal progress. Think about it. After months of therapy and self-care, you finally tackle a long overdue task with ease. But instead of feeling triumphant, you're left drained and exhausted, wondering why you even bothered. Reclaiming your life. Practical advice for continuing narcissistic abuse recovery. You've survived the toxic storm, but now what? The aftermath can be just as treacherous. You may feel like you're walking on eggshells, waiting for the other shoe to drop. But here's the thing, you don't have to wait anymore. It's time to take back control of your life. Start by setting small, achievable goals. For Sarah, it was taking a 10-minute walk around the block without checking her phone. For John, it was cooking a simple meal for himself instead of ordering takeout. These tiny victories may seem insignificant, but they're crucial in rebuilding confidence and self-trust. Next, create a safe space that nourishes your mind, body, and soul. That might mean decorating your living room with calming colors or finding a yoga studio that makes you feel seen. It's not about grand gestures. It's about creating a sanctuary that says, "I'm worthy of love and care." And finally, don't be too hard on yourself. Healing is messy, and progress is non-linear. Be patient, kind, and compassionate with yourself as you navigate this journey. As we come to the end of this journey together, remember that recovering from narcissistic abuse is not about erasing the past, but about acknowledging it and using it as a catalyst for growth. You are stronger than your experiences have led you to believe. With self-awareness, support, and patience, you can heal and create a brighter future. Don't let anyone diminish your worth or define your identity. You are more than what's been done to you. Thank you for trusting me with your story. If this video has resonated with you, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content on mental health and personal growth.